Welcome back to another video. Feels like it's been forever. It's been actually 2 weeks since our last video. As most of y'all know, all last week I was on family vacation. We did a road trip. The four of us, we all survived. So that's always a positive. You know, when you're traveling with two teenage kids, if you want to call it, young adults, it can get a little hairy. But, you know, 16 and 18-year-old, but hey, we did it. And it was actually a pretty cool trip. It's, you know, we don't all get together like that anymore, so it's cool. Before my son goes off to college, we drove from Louisiana to Tennessee, stayed there overnight, went up to Philadelphia, learned a lot about some, you know, history and beginning of the country and stuff like that. So the Liberty Bell and different things, where they, you know, where the first Supreme Court was, where they wrote the Constitution up at and signed it and stuff like that. We then went to Washington, D.C., and I used the contact that I had there and got actually a private tour of the Capitol and some of the underground tunnels and passageways and little trams they got under town. And me, just because of the geek I am, that was a very cool experience for me, just to get to ride those underground trams from this, you know, offices to the Capitol and stuff like that. And then we did some different things around Washington, D.C. Then went to New York for a couple of days. And you know me, I was running my D-Pin projects the whole way. And I'm going to do a full video on that at some point when life calms down. I'm here for today. Went back to work today. Got slammed because when you take a week off of work, you got a week's worth of work waiting on your desk for you to get back. Tomorrow we pack up again, leave tomorrow evening because Wednesday and Thursday is Parents' Day for my son's college that he will be attending in the fall. And I am not ready for that. He graduated high school. I'm very proud of him. But going off to college 4 hours away, my son is my best friend. I've told y'all this many times. We are very, very tight. We do a lot of stuff together, and I'm not going to handle it well. I'm not even going to try to be all tough for y'all or anything like that. It's going to take a lot of alcohol and coping for me to be able to handle that. But hey, it's life, and we'll do what we got to do. I'm still proud of him that he is going to college, and the majority of it's gonna be paid for, and we'll see how that goes. So I'll be there Wednesday and Thursday. I don't know if I'm gonna do a live or not on Thursday because I don't know what time it's gonna end Thursday. Again, it's a 3 to 4 hour, probably 4 hour ride back. You know, if it's not done by 2 or 3 o'clock, I will not be back in time here to do a live. So we'll see how that goes. So I'm not going to advertise pre-live for that. You're going to have to come by at around 7 o'clock, 7:30, and see if I jump on or not. For those of you who checked on me throughout the week, I appreciate it. You know, we'll try to get back on track here. A lot of things going on. Before we get too deep, which is probably too late, please make sure you hit that little thumbs up button below. That really helps out the channel. And, you know, we got a lot of things to talk about. I'm going to try to get through a lot of it. And we'll see how this goes. And for some of y'all, I don't know if he really wants me telling y'all his personal business, but it is what it is. For those of y'all who were in Helium with us in our Helium group that we had on Facebook, and also the Facebook group we had, which at first was DFly, now it's, you know, D-Pin Facebook group. And also in Discord, Fluffy, who was in the Helium group, he had a family member pass away. His mother passed away, and he's taking that a little hard. I know I would be also. So y'all, for those of y'all who do it, please keep him in his prayers and y'all thoughts and prayers and stuff like that. That, you know, he can pull through that. I know I'm gonna be a basket case myself. So the only reason I'm bringing it up is I know a lot of y'all who follow my channel, who are from, you know, follow us from Helium and DFly and everything like that. Y'all know Fluffy. I actually did an AMA with him a while back. One of my first AMA interviews that really he did it just so I can get my feet wet, learning how to do those type of interviews. And he did it a little bit of a Bitcoin maxi for some of y'all, even though he is in some D-Pin projects, that he is in Wingbits. He has a DIY device. I think he's got like 3 of them, you know, and some other things. He was in DIMO before he smartened up and took his DIMO apart, AutoPi, and made a Helium Pi out of it. But he's in a lot of projects with us. So y'all, just for those of y'all who are friends with him and y'all have talked to him in the past, just keep him in, you know, in y'all's prayers. So let's go ahead and get started. There's a lot of stuff going on. You know, you miss out for 2 weeks, and next thing you know, everybody's claiming World War III is happening, and crypto's going back down to $8,000. I don't think neither one of those are happening. I don't know, y'all probably can't see the chart behind me. I leave my computer on just to kind of see what Bitcoin's doing. But for right now, I have Earnapp on top of it because that's my big win for this week. And y'all gonna have to stay tuned for that part of the project. But for those of y'all want to know how legit Earnapp is, I'm going to tell you how legit Earnapp was. So let's go ahead and get started looking at some of these charts and see what the hell's going on out there. So I want to say 3 or 4 weeks ago, Grumpy came in with his magic line, and I told you I was pretending like I knew what the hell I was talking about. And I told y'all we were starting this new arch right here, and either two things were going to happen. Either we were going to come here and bounce, and we were going up. Hit this, do a nice recovery, and bounce. Or what I said was we were going to do this. We were going to come here, bounce, come up a little bit, bounce up, and then comes down. And so far, unfortunately, and even if you zoom out, this is the 1 hour chart, you can still see there's a peak here, and we're doing this. We have been coming straight, you know, I won't say straight down, but we have been coming down since May 22nd. Blame it on whatever you want to blame it on. We didn't have a war back then. We don't have a war now. We bombed countries before. Whether or not you agree with it, disagree with it, I've been arguing with people all day about it, and I'm not going to argue with people no more. I am in the camp that I'm going to worry about me and my family today and the things I can control. I can't control what a president does here or a president in any other country, good, bad, or in between. Not worried about it. I'm not going to argue about it. It is what it is. Me getting pissed off about it, or my viewers getting pissed off about it, or pissed off at me, or no, because I am or not taking the view. I'm gonna tell you, this trip that I took opened my eyes for a lot of things. And this country has been in conflicts since before World War I. And one thing that I read, basically, when you put it together, was that every conflict this country has gotten into, you know, when I was in school, we were taught to believe that everybody was so gung-ho about World War I, World War II. We were here to support it. We were badasses. You had people marching and against the president and against this country in World War I, World War II, the Korean War, which my grandfather fought in, Vietnam, which I lost an uncle in every other conflict, you've had these people who thought we shouldn't be getting involved and everything like that. And yes, we're going through it again. We shouldn't have got involved in Desert Storm, or we shouldn't have got involved in Iraqi freedom. It is what it is, and it's going to happen. I'm not going to get any more detail than that. What I'm concerned with is how is this going to affect crypto? People saying we're going back down to 8,000. I don't think we're going back to 8,000. We were on this downward trend since before any of this bombing stuff happened. Crypto is also worldwide. People want to think that the U.S. controls everything. The U.S. don't control everything. But what kind of pattern you want to call this? I don't know. Go find somebody who knows more about it. Some kind of flag, you know, some kind of flag that comes up here and does this, you know, and goes up here. The point of the matter is that this is a downward trend. And I've been trying to watch videos, people all over the place. One thing that I have been asking people through DMs, people on X and stuff like that is, where are we going from here? Is Bitcoin something that we need to concentrate more on? Y'all know I'm the kind of channel that I will call things if I feel I was wrong. I'm not willing to say right now I'm 100% wrong, but I might have to put my hey, I was wrong cap on my attitude towards Bitcoin. When I have friends and stuff like that who call me wanting to know what crypto should they get into, and I ask them, do you want the gold, meaning something that's going to hold its value? You're slowly going to make money, but over time, over years, you're going to possibly 1x, 2x, 3x that money? Or are you looking at 2 to 3x within this year? And when they would say, I want a 2x, 3x this year, well, I'm telling them stay away from Bitcoin. Because if Bitcoin right now needs to get to $210,000 to double your money, I don't see that happening this year. Now, until the last couple of weeks, However, I would have told you, you could put that back into Solana, and Solana gets to $240, you've doubled your money. Same thing with Cardano. Same thing with WIF. Same thing with VET. But now, I don't know how I feel about this. You're starting to hear more videos. You're starting to see more analysis saying there's so much money going into Bitcoin. They're not taking the profits and then putting that into Ethereum and other things. You're not seeing this same type of what you've seen every other cycle. Do you start getting concerned that maybe we played this wrong? Talking to some people, some of y'all agree with that. Some of y'all think, no, we're just going to hold on steady. Things are just delayed. I'm going to tell you this. I don't want to hear about war or Trump or Orange Man or anything else you want to call them. When you look back at cycles, we've always had something going on. And a bull market still came. You always have some type of world events going on. And it seems like more bear markets were triggered from FTX debacles and Luna debacles and different things like that more than world events. Luckily for me, I got a bunch of fresh vegetables out my garden from when I was on vacation. And hey, I'll live off vegetables, and God bless me. And I know how to hunt. So you look at what some of these other tokens are doing. I had people on my channel, in my Discord last night. Y'all need to get in my Discord, talk about a lot of projects, a lot of different things. But hey, should you get into Solana? And I told them, at this price, I think you should. If you still believe there's going to be a good alt market, alt run, rally, whatever you want to call it, at $126 last night. It's back up to 143. The thing about it is just like everything else, you can clearly see there is a downward trend here. So what, shit, hell, if you go back even further than that, February, May 9th. I don't know to tell you. I don't know. Y'all don't come to me for TA, but this is just something I like to try to bring to y'all. Solana was at $300. You put money into it right now, it goes back to $300, it's double 2x. Again, that's it's financial advice. We have no idea what the hell's going to happen. Ethereum. This is the daily chart. Let's see, the 1 hour chart for Ethereum. Ethereum hit 2100 back to 2400, but again, you still have this one kind of went sideways, and I've been talking about that. But I know you don't come to me for TA, but it's just something I think we need to look at the overall markets, and we need to start kind of wondering a pivot thing. I asked in my live that I did about 3 Thursdays ago, I did a poll. Do you think we still have an alt season or altcoin run coming? Majority all said yes. Some of y'all said no. I know how some people are. You have some people who are Bitcoin maxis, some are XRP maxis, who still think XRP is getting to $7 or $10 or 5 something. I'll take that bet all day. I mean, you look at this and you tell me what speaks of a $10 XRP. When you knew that this stuff was going to kind of finish, Trump was going to be elected, and you knew this XRP problems were going to be over with the SEC and all that. Yes, it jumped up. Hey, it eventually jumped to 330. And then it slowly bled since then. Do I think it's going to go up? Absolutely. Can I see it going up for a good bull run? 3, 4, maybe, possibly $5? Possibly. But some of these numbers that some of these people talk about is just ludicrous. All you kept hearing was, like 2-3 months ago, starting next weekend, these banks are using XRP and Ripple and everything else, and you can't turn on Wendy O without her saying something wonderful that's about to happen to XRP and a couple other people on YouTube. And good luck, guys. Look, I'm in the tokens that everybody agrees with, and we're all not going to agree on the same tokens. I want everybody to be successful. I joke, I want everybody to be successful, but I also want them to be smart. Because despite what people say, oh, don't worry about it, it's going to be ignored. You can't ignore market cap. When you take the price and you multiply that by the circulating supply, you get the market cap. And it's basic. I don't want to hear anybody say, oh, you can't do market cap. It's going to be about, how much is being used and blah, blah, blah. It still has a market cap. I understand what y'all trying to say, that it's going to be used. And if these amount of transactions and all this happens, we going to start burning all this and stuff like that. That's fine. But do you really think this thing is good? You double the price on this, a little more than double the price. So at 430, you really think y'all going to get close to Ethereum? Think about that. Again, I just want y'all to be careful. I hope it goes up. I hope y'all are successful. I hope I'm wrong. But this right here, I don't think we seeing this anytime. I mean, think about it. This right here captures the feelings right now. Did you ever think we would be over $100,000 Bitcoin and still be more in the fear section than the greed section on the fear and greed index? The 47 still on the fear side, which means buy also. Anytime you're on this side, of course, the more, and when we were down here back in April, I was telling y'all, when you have fear in the 20s, you do what you got to do to buy. I'm going to tell y'all, people keep asking me, and again, I'm probably going to do a whole video on this, because I'm taking way too long on this, and I apologize. But people are asking me, what do I feel as far as Grumpy's concerned? Again, this is what maybe this is time to put my little scrolling text across the board up here that, I own the tokens that I own, and whatever happens is, this is me, and I'm gonna sell and blah, blah, blah. Right now, I'm not panicking. Okay. Y'all know every payday I DCA. Not really so much last payday, because I was on a trip and I needed my money. But normally I DCA about $100, a little more than that. And I'm DCAing into right now I'm DCAing because some of these tokens are less than what I originally purchased them for, and I'm trying to get my average cost down. But I'm buying VET, I'm buying Solana, I'm buying Peak, because I was buying it at 50, 40, 30 cents, and now it's like 8 cents. I'm trying to get my average cost down. But y'all gonna watch Grumpy. If this kind of trend keeps going, y'all are gonna see Grumpy start pivoting more of that DCA money into Bitcoin. Now, I'm not gonna sell, at least as right now, the way I look at it, I'm not selling at a huge loss. I will continue to ride. This is why I lose at the casino all the time, and I don't go that much. Is because I will continue to ride losses down versus selling at a huge loss. And I'm at a loss on my alts. Other than Solana, because y'all know I purchased a bunch of Solana at $8, $10, $12, $13. Other than Solana. But all my other alts that I was buying, AVAX, WIF to a point, VET to a point, Atom, and I was buying Atom at $30, $40, down to $10, $12 and staking it. Now I've been making some good things. Again, I probably need to do a full video on this, but my point I'm trying to make is, but if I see this continue to go down, I'm just going to pivot towards Bitcoin, especially if we have another hard bear market where we drop 80%, 70% like we did before. I'm not touching alts. I'm telling you that right now. I might buy a little bit if I have a bunch of extra money, just so I can get, again, my average cost down and I can get more of that token. But majority of my DCA money is going into Bitcoin. And if it takes me longer to 2X and I can give that to my grandkids, which, again, my kids are teenagers. Hopefully I don't have grandkids anytime soon. But I know I'm taking way too long on this. I apologize. And let's get to these projects. All right. So we go ahead and actually get started with some of these projects. That's what y'all came here for. I'll try to not make this much longer than an hour. We'll try to skip around, but we have a lot to go over. So again, this is our usual spreadsheet updated for today. I updated it earlier today, but prices have gone up. Most projects, just in a few hours, we've recovered I showed you that earlier. So here we go. So first, we have a new #1 project for this week. And our new #1 project for this week is Chirp. Chirp has moved up to that #1 spot. Again, I didn't update the rankings just so I can kind of show y'all where everything moved from. Chirp moved up to that #1 spot. Chirp right now is the #1 project that I have going right now. This does not even include Chirp KAGE, which we're going to discuss in a second. Chirp KAGE, highly successful in New York. I told you I was going to do a lot of testing. We'll get to that in a second. But this is just strictly a Chirp Blackbird, making about 152 tokens per epoch, and epoch lasts about 48 hours. And when you do the price, figure out the rewards for that and all that, we're averaging a little over $6 a day right now with Chirp KAGE, with the Blackbird miner. So with Chirp, even with how good we're doing with the Blackbird, not including the KAGE, price is recovering nicely. You saw it was down yesterday, down to 6 cents, back up to 8 cents, and it is about down only 3%. Was 9 cents a week ago compared to where it was 14 days ago or so. It's down a little bit, but either way, again, we're making $6 a day with it. On the announcements, Blackbird miners daily yield is averaging about 74 Chirp a day, which is about kind of what I'm making. The limited network saturation, keeping miner rewards high and fair. I agree and disagree with that because I can't stay in the whole NFT thing. We've talked about that, for a while. One thing I did notice about Chirp KAGE is that you do have the ability now, if you got rewards last month from the Chirp KAGE project, I believe that's where it came from, you can now get some of those released. And all I did is I turned around and staked those. I took the rewards from staking I had so far. They got some pretty good staking rates. And I staked what I could get released today. I think it was like 25% of whatever my rewards were. I think it ended up being about $60, $80. I also restaked those rewards. So one thing I did make sure I did this time was that I made sure I kept at least 500 Chirp token in my Sui wallet so that I can get the 50% bonus with Chirp KAGE. You have to keep 500 Chirp in there. Make sure you stay on top of that. Don't mess up like I did last time. Another thing that they did announce while I was on vacation is that the Chirp KAGE round will be coming to a close on June 29th. So you do have time to hit it and pound it and everything like that. Now, one thing we talked about with me going on this trip was that I was going to run the hell out of Chirp KAGE as a test. We know we have discussed at length possible cheaters with the project. You have people who are getting 3 to 4 million data credits or Chirp credits, whatever you want to call them, a day with Chirp KAGE. Then you find out that they don't even live in big cities like New York or whatever like that, but they drive taxi cabs or whatever like that. One supposedly lives in the Philippines. I'm going to tell you, I was calling BS on a lot of that. I started kind of eating crow, as they say, my first day in New York. I watched after the first day of walking around and hitting New York hard. Now, again, this is New York. This isn't the Philippines in some town in the Philippines. This is New York City. Probably, between that and Los Angeles, probably the most dense city with cellular, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and everything. And I jumped up 2 million, walking around all day, basically until my phone died. But what I found was on the second day, because I'm rescanning a lot of those, I didn't get as many. Now I got a good amount. I got 1 million. This is New York. By the third day, I didn't even cross 1 million, because you're not getting the same amount of tokens or rewards for rescanning. Now, and then between the first day and the second day and the third day, I also walked different parts of New York. I went to the south side of New York at one point to Staten Island, see the Statue of Liberty, saw where the Ghostbusters house thing was, the firehouse. Went to Little Italy, ate some pizza, a little bit through Chinatown. And then another day, I went way north to Yankee Stadium. We were in Yankee Stadium. And what I find is that the more that phone's getting pounded and it's trying its best to keep up and keep up and keep up and keep up, it's also killing the battery. But that's neither here or there. But either way, so I might have got 2 million each day, first 2 days. I'm not getting 4. This is New York. And this is walking around. And then the first day I was there, I even drove around. I either drove around or I took Ubers and Lyfts and stuff like that. So look, I put 19,000 steps in one day, 15,000 steps another day on top of Lyft getting around New York. I will still say right here that anybody getting 4 million or 3 million every day is BS. BS. Because even if you're in New York, you're getting that every day. When you keep rescanning these same devices, you're not going to get it. Now, look, if somebody's getting 1 million a day or 2 million a day in New York, I'll eat that one. But 4 million, what some of these guys are getting, and 4 million within 2 weeks, where they go jump up to first place, bull, BS. It's just BS. It's just no way. No way. But that's all I'm going to say about it. A lot of y'all asked on how my results were. That's how my results were. I am curious to see. I did jump up a lot of ranking, though, with Chirp KAGE. Now, the problem is I'm back home. I don't have all these things to go and scan. Now, this week, Wednesday, Thursday, I am driving all the way back up to where my son's going to college at. I'm going to be getting a lot of scans going back that way. It's a completely different drive of where I drove the first time towards New York and Tennessee and all that. Completely different interstate. So I should get some good scans out of that. Hopefully it keeps me up to get some good rewards from Chirp KAGE. We'll see. All right, moving on to our next project. It's going to be GEODNET. GEODNET has a halving coming up in 7 days. 7 days. Right now I'm making 24 GEODNET a day. Good project. Well, actually, price is kind of coming down a little bit, but we were at 19 cents a week ago, at 17 cents now. I'm not throwing an alarm. Everything's down. Everything's down right now in the market. GEODNET is still a very, very solid project. You know, they've had some announcements about the GeoPulse app and stuff like that. A big thing about trying to stay safe, how to avoid scams. If you want to check that out, you know, I'm always kind of pushing that stuff to y'all. But, you know, I'm very positive on the GEODNET project. One thing some people did complain about or complaining about is that there should be a fairer way to stake some of these when new hexes come out or something like that, because by the time they wake up in the morning, they're all staked already. I think GEODNET probably don't care, because GEODNET just wants to see tokens staked to activate that super hex. Hey, it's a solid project. You know, what's going to happen to it, which a lot of people keep asking me about the halving. You know, the halving's the halving. I don't agree with any project, and I know Entropy's doing the same thing. I know there's several projects. I don't know about Wingbits, but I don't agree with any project doing halvings every year. This isn't Bitcoin. Get over yourselves. To me, your rewards don't need to be slashed like that, because you're killing yourself as far as future people coming in. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. Some of y'all disagree with that. Some of y'all agree with that, because some of y'all have told me y'all agree with that. You're killing yourself rewards. Right now, you're making $4 a day. That means instantly, in 7 days, we're making $2 a day, which is going to drop the project ranking down. Not that anybody cares what the project ranking is on Grumpy Sheet, but hey, it's going to drop it down. And again, I worry about when somebody has to go pay $700 for a device. $4 a day. We were making $5 or $6 a day not too long ago with the token price. Now you're dropping down to $2 a day. Hey, it could go up, but I just think halving's happening too fast. That's just me. But either way, I'm still positive on the project. I'm still going to keep mining it. Somebody asked me if I'm going to get rid of them. Why would I get rid of them? You know, I got 2 devices doing GEODNET right now. I'm extremely happy with the project. It's one of the most solid projects right now, probably further along than any other project other than Helium that we're going to discuss today. And I think the future is more brighter for GEODNET than Helium. So probably out of all these projects that are active right now, GEODNET's the one I'm the most comfortable with. So we just keep marching along with them. Moving on down to number 3, which was formerly number 1, still number 1 in your heart, but Entropy. Entropy, you have more devices going online. People are panicking. People are upset over this, but hey, you knew this. This goes with any other project right now. Every other project, when you put more devices in getting rewards, you knew this was going to come. Even with prices going down to 60, and I mean, your average rewards are going down to 66,000 entropy a day, you're still making $4 a day right now. And roughly, not including what it's going to cost for the NFT in the future, but your actual entropy device, your ROI on that in 37 days, 38 days or something like that. You know, a lot has happened with entropy, and I'm planning on doing a full video kind of discussing all of it. You know, we've had new Jeter deleter thing where let me show you all that real quick. This is one of my Ashler devices, and you can see where there is now a Jeter deleter requirement. And this requirement, if you have anything less than what this requirement is in your wallet, that means even if you sell 1,000, you're going to have less in your wallet than what the Jeter deleter requires. So your score will be less than 1. So as long as you have 1 right here, you're getting full 100% or 100% plus rewards. Once you get this, the closer you get to 0, or you get to 0, at some point you will start triggering the Jeter deleter. And some people said, hey, I was unaware that the Jeter deleter was even looking at me, stalking me, or anything like that. And so they added what's called the Jeter deleter strikes. If you get 7 strikes against you, I don't know if this is Chinese baseball or Japanese baseball or something, but you get 7 strikes against you, you're deleted. And look, this isn't 7 strikes in a row. You can get 1 strike today, 1 strike next week, another strike a month from now, another strike another month, and then so on, so on. Your strikes don't go away. When you hit number 7, you have Yahtzeed out and crapped out, whatever you want to call it, and you're out the project. And now your fancy entropy miner has become a doorstop or paperweight because it's not going to be used for anything else. You can then buy another one and mine with a new one, and eventually not mine with a new NFT. But if you get Jeter deleted out, you're done. And here's another one of my devices. This is a device that I have burned 25.5 billion entropy. That is $1,600 worth of entropy that I have burned with this wallet. But what happened was with this wallet also, I was also buying the dips when entropy fell a certain level and selling when it got up and repeating and purchasing and purchasing. And eventually what happens is one day I'm not paying attention and I sell more than what I purchased, again, because I made a bunch of purchases. And what happens here is that I actually dipped into some that I have burned. That I have mined. Again, in the Discord, I brought this to the professor's attention and he said, dude, you're still a chair. Don't worry about it. But me, this goes to show you, I am also going to be making less entropy than my other miners because my score is not a 1. But I'm so close to 1, I don't have to worry about getting JD strikes. This is also why I tell people, though, yeah, people who want to mine $30 worth and burn some and then think they're going to sell $15 or $20 worth. It's not going to work like that. Because when you start selling a good majority of your wallet, you can start getting strikes. I'm telling you right now, because we've seen it happen before. So it's something that you need to watch out for. So even though I am a rank of a 17 of 1190, because my score is here, I'm not getting full rewards every day. So what's my options? My options is to take some cash and buy about 1 million entropy if I want to do that route, which at today's price is about $66, or I just continue to mine. Right now, I'm not that concerned with it. Money's tight. This came from this trip. I have 3 ESP32 devices going. I have 3 Ashlers going. Not that worried about it. Eventually, though, because I'm anal and OCD, I want to see that one there. Eventually, my plan is to move some tokens around, get some extra cash, whatever. And I'm probably end up buying my $66 back just to make it whole and do that one. And we'll see what it goes from there. So for right now, that's Entropy. There'll be more detailed videos on that later, but I don't want to take too much more time up. Next is ROVR. I'm going to tell y'all something about this ROVR device. That ROVR device can take a licking and keep on kicking. If y'all remember those commercials, I hope I didn't age myself. I'm going to tell you, that ROVR device got smashed in the back hatch of my SUV when it came, because I had it going into a USB in the back of my vehicle, if you saw that video. And the wire got pulled by some luggage. I didn't realize it, and I closed the hatch directly on top of that ROVR, smashed it in half. Even though it was still sealed, it went through all kinds of rain and still kept on kicking. Then at another point, the luggage shifted in the back, and if this is the wall of the SUV, the USB plugs in like this, perpendicular, and sure enough, it gets cracked, and I have to slowly kind of bend it back. I wrap the hell out of it with some electric tape, and it's still kicking also. I've got very, very lucky. Normally, my luck does not work like that. However, I put 4,000 kilometers on that ROVR device. Now, here's the thing. Even though I put right about 4,100 kilometers on it, I really did go, this is just me rough guessing it, about 4,800, probably close to 5,000 kilometers. There were times when this device did not keep up with what I was doing. It would freeze up. I found a lot of times it was, I'm tell you, it was hot. Even though we have the air conditioning going, my Wi-Fi access point inside the car got overheated because it would stay charged the whole time. It was in the sun because it was on the dashboard because the cell signal in some of these places was not good in the middle of the woods driving on the interstate. And it would swap from that to another connection, and the ROVR would quit counting, but you didn't realize it quit counting because it still had a green and still said recording. The only way you knew was basically the whole trip. I told my daughter, your only job is to watch my ROVR, because that's how often they quit collecting kilometers. I'd have to close out the whole thing and restart it. That's about my only complaint I've had. But depending on, what the rewards are, where I'm making like 1.6 ROVR per kilometer. And then you look at what the price is right now of ROVR at 1.5 cents. I made about $100 just on ROVR on this trip. They pay for my gas. I mean, that's me kind of rough guesstimating. I'm pretty sure, I know I was in the 4,000s. I'm thinking it was like 4,100. It might be more than that. Then again, I'm gonna run ROVR on this 4-hour drive to my son's university and back. So ROVR is going to be one of these projects that I think as long as you're running it and you're putting some mileage on it, I think it's going to be worth it. You're getting 1.6 ROVR per kilometer, and like I said, and at 1.5 cents, now if you only drive 20 minutes to work and back every day, I don't think it's going to be worth it. But for a lot of y'all who drive, especially some of y'all with fleets, I know some of y'all have fleets and some of y'all do a lot of long-term driving, I think it's going to be very beneficial for it. You can pick them up at Helium Deploy right here. My code is supposed to have been activated. When I did videos on it 2 weeks ago, for some reason my code, thank y'all for letting me know, but for some reason my code was not working on it, but my code is supposedly working on it now at Helium Deploy, GrumpyDad 56. Y'all let me know if there's any issues with it. The new thing from ROVR right now, and I don't know how I feel about it, but hey, it is what it is this monstrosity right here. This is the light cone. Still can't get it, but I'm gonna try my best. Light cone. Now, thing about this is you're also getting 16 per kilometer on this one. So let's pretend that Grumpy did the same exact trip, 4,800 kilometers with a light cone. That same trip would have netted me about $1,000. $1,000 for, now the price of that thing is $4,000. You can use my code on that. I would really appreciate it, but Some people don't care about the size of the thing. Hey, you're making the tokens. One thing I do want to say is that July 1st, you will see some tokens payouts change a little bit, because it does say that after July 1st, the number of tokens per kilometer will be affected by the quality of the data and map freshness. And you can check out the token outs more. Y'all free to go check that out if y'all want to. But so far, I'm happy with the ROVR project. I did have to get another stand. I want to tell you though, this stand I got is superb. Of all the stands I've ever tried, I had to get another stand, because now I got 3 phones up there, 4 if you include Chirp KAGE sitting on my dashboard. I will put a link to this in the description below. It was $20. What I like about it is you can put a cord underneath it, USB. It does come at one, but I put one that was a little bit longer, and you can plug this in. So this is strictly magnetic. Your phone just sticks to the back of it, and it charges through magnetic while you're on it. But I'm going to tell you, some mounts I've used, they jiggle a lot, they move a lot. This thing, I'm telling you, was solid, was absolutely solid. So you have 2 choices. You can use this to mount it to the dashboard, like some people do. I didn't want to put it on my dashboard. I wanted it on the window, and it is. You can move it a little bit. I actually have it flip-flopped from this. I liked it. I'm probably gonna buy another one for another one of my phones, because the other one I'm using is like a little tripod type thing, and I don't like it at all. Again, it moves a lot. This thing was solid. I put this on there the Friday night before we left last week, and it stayed on my windshield the entire way. Didn't move at all. Again, we went through some bumps and road construction and all kinds of stuff like that. Some back roads we took in some places, and this thing didn't move. I'm not talking about like the whole thing. I'm talking about like even the arm did not move. I highly suggest this. It'll be a description. It'll be in the description below for the link. It helps support my channel. Might give me like 7 cents or something. One thing I also want to mention about ROVR is there was a 34% increase in the token price from 1 cent to 1.5 cents. There was also some spikes in between that, up to 2 cents. You start doing the math on that, on what I would have made with that, or what you would make on a light cone. Again, not financial advice. I'm not twisting your arm or anything like that, but I had some people make comments about that I was late on ROVR. This project is really just getting really started. What happens with the light cone? Who knows? All right, I'm still going a little bit faster through some of these, because I don't want this to be a 2-hour video. Next is gonna be Nadix. No new news on Nadix. All right, so Nadix price really hasn't moved that much, and again, until June comes, I'm sorry, July 1st comes, we will get our June rewards, and I don't think there's really that much change in the token price. I'm gonna check this real quick. But over the last week, it was at 0.001 cent, and there's a 0.0011 cent again. So there really hasn't been that much change, making about 95 cents. When you look at what I made for this month, for May, is averaged about 95 cents. Again, I ran this project the entire time. I made sure I did my boost through that entire time. So therefore, I know I went up in ranking pretty well, but we'll see. Earnapp. I've been telling y'all about Earnapp. I've kind of broken this off away from lumping it in with some of these other projects. Earnapp, any device that I'm running grass on, I'm running Earnapp. Now, you can also run it on your phones. I tried it on my phone. I have a spare phone that I tried it just for the hell of it. I find it doesn't work that well on phones. But I'm telling you, if you put this on a device, I'm not putting this on any computer that I do financial stuff on. Y'all know my feelings on that. With security, I'm putting this on old computers, old laptops. I have separate networks that I pay for in different locations that I pay for out of pocket, and I'm putting this on that. And each one of those, I'm making about 45 cents a day. In the United States, you're getting about 50 cents, 45 to 50 cents per gigabyte that's used. Do the math. But either way, for this trip I was on last week, I wanted some extra cash. So I cashed out $200 worth, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't know it was going to take this long, but looking at the Discord, it's a known thing. It takes about 5 working days, but in 5 working days, $200 hit my PayPal. Somebody complained about fees earlier. I didn't notice any big fees in it. I might have lost maybe $3 worth out of $200 of free money for running this project. I'm still running it on these, and my plan is to save this up now again till hunting season when I go on my little Missouri trip like I usually do, and I'll take that out along with my Honeygain money and different things like that. And I think Earnapp is going to be a cool. I mean, if these prices stay like this, I'm gonna keep on running it on my devices that are on separate networks. It does have a limit, just like these other projects do. You can't run more than 1 or 2 on the same IP. But, you know, I don't think you can run it with a VPN. I do find that some that run on, say, like cellular connections don't make quite as much as on, you know, hardened, I call it hardened, but home connections or regular internet connections and stuff. But that's Earnapp. WeatherXM, I'm not happy with WeatherXM. I'm still fighting with trying to get my station back online. They closed my ticket out because I didn't contact them back in 7 days. I was on vacation. They want me to do, I had to do a video for WeatherXM of me taking brand new batteries out of a package. Yes, actually filming myself taking brand new batteries out of a package, putting it in the device, showing it still had a red light. Then now I have it sitting in the closet in the dark overnight to try to kill the internal battery or something like that to get it to reset. It's just been an ongoing joke. Price has been about the same. You know, and when you look at what I was making before, about 2 WeatherXM a day, 2 WXM tokens a day, I'm making about 42 cents. Helium IoT price has come down a decent bit. And when you look at where it was a month ago, almost $4 a month ago, it's down almost 50% in a month. It was down to $2. It did recover, you know, over the last 2 days. But as far as my devices go, I got 19 of them online. Telling you, we're starting to have some heat issues down here. I'm worried about some of my devices that are in my outdoor boxes. They've been through this before, but still, today was 100 degrees with 120 something degrees with the heat index, you know, with 90 something percent humidity, 80% humidity, whatever it was. It was baking crazy hot today. It's only June. So far, knock on wood, everything is still rolling, but we'll see what happens. Making about 30 cents a day with a Helium device, Helium IoT device. Silencio, I noticed that some of the tokens that we originally staked when they first started staking and first started raffles, those are now coming available, and you can either restake them or whatever you want to do with them. I busted my rear end. I probably worked harder on Silencio than I did any other project while I was on this trip, because you have to sit there and work Silencio, where with Chirp KAGE, you can just let the phone app and just let it run. You ain't got to touch it. But as I'm driving around and we stopped anywhere, when we stopped at a rest area, I ran Chirp KAGE. I have 820,000 raffle tickets right now ready to go in the end of the month. I ran the hell out of it. And I'm going to tell you, even in New York, Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, I still was getting venues that were me being the first time. And you get so excited because the first time, you know, you're getting 100 plus, whatever. I got a couple of 1,000x bonuses. I got a couple of 100x bonuses, several 10x and 5x bonuses. And what's good is I'm still in the trial period for the no ads, because I guess because the amount I'm staking, where my kids don't have that, because they run it too, and they have to sit there and watch the ads. Where when I'm walking around New York and you got venue after venue after venue after venue, even if the venues aren't first time, it's so much easier without the ad. I'm going to be honest with y'all. Y'all know I'm honest with y'all. I don't know what I'm going to do when it comes back to ads. I think ads makes this project so gimmicky, and it disgusts me how they got you where they were just throwing so many ads at your face every day, constantly ads. Then now they're going to tease you with this no ad experience. And now they want you to pay subscription to keep the no ad experience. This is supposed to be a crypto deep end project. Y'all raised all kinds of money. I know I'm saying the same thing over and over again, but I don't care. I'm pissed off because I like running Silencio. I enjoy running the project, but I feel so dirty and so disgusted that y'all gonna try to push ads or subscription on us when y'all raised and y'all bragged how y'all raised millions and millions and millions of dollars. I think it's absolute BS that y'all gonna try to run ads on people. Y'all better go learn from DIMO what happens when you piss off your people that are trying to support your project. Because that's what I feel. You want us, just like DIMO, you want us to pay to run Silencio, because that's what it boils down to. Oh, you don't have to watch the ads. Don't go be a cheerleader somewhere else. You see what happens when DIMO, when only the certain cheerleaders are sticking around. Because you got people now doing videos, which I give Tech Hustler a high five. Y'all talk about me being grumpy. You know, me and him talk a good bit, but I had no idea that video came out. I lost my lunch. My wife said, "What the hell are you watching?" When Tech Hustler took a freaking hammer and he took that DIMO macaron and smashed it to bits. And if y'all haven't seen, he's also just recently did it to a Hive mapper. I love it. I love it because that I'm sharing all over the place, and that needs to get these people's attention. I don't care how you want to justify it. I'm not going to talk about DIMO right now, but it's Silencio. The ads were stupid and gimmicky to begin with. Don't tell me you're doing me a favor by offering me a subscription to get rid of the ads. It just sucks because I enjoy running this project, if y'all can't tell. I enjoy running it, and it's going to suck when I have to make a decision at the end of the month. And I think really what's going to happen, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. I can predict this. Come July 1st or 2nd, right before I have my surgery, I'm going to run my raffle tickets. And if I get BS'd in my raffle tickets and screwed in my raffle tickets again, I'm probably done. Because I'm not gonna pay for a subscription. I don't care if it's $3 a month to get jacked over with these stupid raffle tickets. But if for some reason I happen to do well for the first time out of 6 months with these raffle tickets, I might pay for one subscription to keep it going. I don't know yet. It's really gonna be how I feel and how grumpy I am that day. But I'm very disappointed in Silencio. Very disappointed in Silencio still. Soarchain, I'm telling you, I ran Soarchain the whole way. Listen, connecting to the device ain't worth nothing. Even me going all the way up there, making 40, 50, 60 tokens a day or whatever I made, it ain't worth nothing. Price is still going down, and I don't know what we're gonna do with Soarchain. You know, last 7 days has been the 0.003 constantly for the last 7 days. What I am running, though, again, I told y'all I had all these phones up on my dashboard, is I am running the video camera. Again, I don't know. Do we need another project running video cameras? Are they doing it just for the hell of it, saying, hey, we need to do one too? Or do they actually have customers intrigued and asking, or are they just like shooting spitballs against the wall, hoping they stick? I'm running the hell out of this camera app for Soarchain. Again, I don't know what's supposed to be, why that's supposed to be so much better than the other one. But, you know, right now I have 358 SOAR. That's just from mining on this trip. I didn't collect any of them. So I've made 358 SOAR on this trip, staying connected the entire time. Y'all sitting down. I made $1.22. $1.22. Driving 2 days to New York, driving 2 days back from New York. 20 hours in the vehicle, there and back. That's not included driving from Philadelphia to Washington, D.C., then Washington, D.C. to New York. In between all that. And I made $1.22. And you can tell me there's nothing wrong with this. Somebody said, man, Soarchain now is going to be better than DIMO. The hell is it? DIMO, I mean, Soarchain was screwed before DIMO. Something needs to change. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with these projects with token prices. Natics had some good recovery. Silencio's price went up. Is Soarchain just not putting anything in there? Are they not burning? I don't know what's going on with them. There's only 100 million Soar circulating supply. This price should be way higher than this. Not financial advice, but somebody needs to do something quick. Now, as far as rewards go, I have 275,000 DSOR, which is the dashboard camera, driven for 5,713 miles. Now that's total since the camera thing started. I'll be surprised, I'll be wrong, whatever, but with how low that price is worth on the Soarchain right there, I don't have faith that this is going to be worth. This is going to be another one of those stupid things that 10,000 DSOR test tokens will be worth 1 or 10 Soarchain tokens instead of just doing 1 for 1. So I know I seem to be very negative, but Soarchain's another project I had a lot of faith in that I hope was going to do something else, and it didn't, at least so far. Moving on. ERWIN's another one that price has fallen since the week before that. Our last video, I think it was at 12 or 13 cents, is at 9 now, making about 16 cents. You have to remember to charge every 3 days, which I've had people make comments that at 16 cents a day or whatever they're averaging, it's not really worth going through the hassle remembering every 3 days. If you join the Discord, Grumpy's Discord, again, link in the description below. Just Followed It makes a very good attempt at keeping us reminded to it's just one claim to fame is that's one reason why I keep him around. And I don't mute him all the time for some of his political comments, but me and him are going at it right now as I make this video. But he does a very good job reminding us that, hey, it's time to recharge our ERWIN. And I'll be dead honest with y'all, that is the only reason why I remember to recharge it. I'm not making an effort at 16 cents a day, but I like to do it, and I like to claim it every Monday when I make this video so I can tell y'all Monday to Monday what we're making. There's burning boxes because people are selling the hell out of it, and that's one reason why the token's dropping. Then you have people crying, why is the token dropping? Just like any other project, just like Entropy, when it starts getting a little bit of momentum up, people got to start selling, and then they cry, why is the price down? This is Crypto 101. You would think people know that by now, but they don't. So moving on. Grass is still in Epoch 8. I had a number of people who notified me today. If you're in the Grumpy Discord, you get alpha like this. I have announcements tagged from other projects that come into the announcements. In the Grumpy Discord, you can see all these different projects we discuss. All these ones that are white are ones I haven't checked on yet, but people keeping us up to date with what's going on in different announcements and stuff like that. But Grass has announced that they are going to have a plug-and-play device. And here is my normal negative comments of the fact that, so the same project that can't give us updates for months, can't tell us when rewards are happening, pay out once a year, now want us to run a node. It's going to take a lot of convincing for me to get on, behind this. I'm not saying I'll never will, but as of right now, I question it. There's no updates from this project constantly, other than them, hey, we're coming out with something to sell. This reminds me of a lot of other projects. Give me some updates. Tell me what's going on. They still can't tell you anything about updates. And the Discord is just a mess. It's constantly the same questions over and over. When rewards? When's this happening? When's that happening? They tag the announcement, and then it's the same questions over and over again. Again, Grass is one of these projects, I say this every time, is that any other project, I think it would have failed by now. They don't give any kind of updates. They don't give out nothing. The next thing you know, they're dumping a whole lot of rewards on us, and we make a couple of grand. Well, not financial advice, of course, but I did. That token was $4 back then. It's down $1 something now, and I'm staking it right now. But I don't get it. I don't get Grass. I don't get how it's working. I don't get any of it. You don't hear nothing from the project, but yet there's a hell of a lot of people on it. When the rewards did come, we made some very darn good rewards from it that were valued at a very good, darn good value. So if you're interested in Grass and you got some devices, especially if you can go run that Earnapp, you might as well run Grass with it. use my link below, please. It'll get you started off with some bonus grass. It'll get me started off. Get me some bonus grass, and I appreciate it. And I mean, despite everything I say negative about it, when it does reward, it rewards very well. The problem is you don't know any idea what the hell those rewards are going to be. You're making points right now. You have no idea what it's going to equal out to. No idea. But again, I'm going to say this again for the last time. Last year, when they paid out November, October, whatever it was, it did very well. Take it for what it's worth. I don't even know if they have another epoch. Like last time they had 8 epochs. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Honeygain pawns, just run it. Accumulate it slowly. Just accumulate it. Tortoise beats the hare type of thing. Just run it. DIMO. Oh, I don't know if I have enough energy for this one. It's been a long day. DIMO sucks. Y'all saw my boy's video.
Hive mapper. Honey.
It's got to be the shoes, though. It's got to be the shoes. I wonder if he's got those Crocs in 4-wheel drive with a strap on in the back or not.
It's built pretty good.
And what's cool or funny as hell, I got the same exact hammer. The same exact one. And if y'all didn't see it, this was his video from last week. I shared it on Grumpy Discord. Y'all missed it. But here's Tech Hustler again.
DIMO macaron. DIMO macaron.
Hey, look, you know, he's better than me. So I'm going to tell y'all, Tech Hustler can do what he wants. I still have 1.5 years left on my macarons. I tell y'all, I'm the kind of person I'm not going to take a loss. I just hope that the 4 cheerleaders they have left in the DIMO that are all attacking us, saying that we're wrong and we should have read the fine print and everything. Like, I hope those 4 people can keep this project going, because that's what they got left now. I think August 1st. What I'm gonna tell you, what I truly believe, without me being super negative, is what I truly believe is something's gonna change. They cannot be this mute. Unless they're just looking at the fact that they're losing so much money on connections that they're having to pay for, that it's either continue to lose money, and maybe this is just Grumpy saying this. I have no basis to say this, that maybe they're saying that, hey, we're going to go bankrupt or lose out too much if this continues, and they're just going to take the chance of charging subscriptions. I don't know. But, you know, there's been several polls out there, and a bunch of polls have all said 80 to 90% of the polls out there saying they're disconnecting. As soon as you try to charge them subscriptions, they're disconnecting. People did not get into this project to be able to read what the engine temperature is. And I will argue with anybody. And I did a full video on it. Y'all can go watch the video. I'll try to tag it at the end of this video if I remember. But I will argue with anybody who says, and even DIMO's like, you know, we weren't trying to sell your stuff. You know, we did this so you can have connections and you can sell your stuff. I'm not going to Craigslist and try to sell my vehicle information. And then in the same breath, they're doing announcements talking about how they are trying to approach these different people or doing these other collaborations and stuff for the data. Maybe I'm still lost. I don't know. But either way, people aren't getting enough out this app. Majority of cars these days come with apps that do that. So look, I got sidetracked. I don't know where I left off. You know, if there's any positive, crazy news, the token hasn't really dropped that much. People think the token's going crazy dropping or anything like that. It dropped 20% in a month, which isn't nothing compared to what everything else dropped. I don't think people are selling. I think what the issue is right now is that what pissed a lot of people off is that they can't sell because they're all locked up in staking, mine included. But I'm gonna tell you all this, and I know people don't like me to add salt to the wound, but that's what this channel's here for. I don't care what project it is. You don't stake anything for a year or 2 years. Crypto is too volatile. Y'all should have learned from Helium. Who the hell stakes a DIMO token for 2 years? I don't care what project it is, and I don't care what the rewards are. 6 months at the most, maybe 9 months if this is the beginning or the end of a bear market going into a bull market, because normally a bull market lasts 12 to 18 months. My Silencio, I started with 6 months, and now the raffle tickets, I'm staking for 3 months. So around September-ish, October-ish, when I get my Silencio tokens, I can make a decision then. Stake it for another month or two at a time. I don't care if I get less rewards. Same thing with Chirp, same thing with these other projects. You don't stake anything for a year or two. Come on, man. Y'all are getting so enticed by rewards. You're not thinking straight. And I hate to talk about it because I know a lot of y'all did it, and I feel bad saying that. But sometimes you have to say it. What are y'all thinking? Y'all know crypto is too volatile. This is a perfect example. FTX, I can use them same examples. FTX, people lost billions. Luna, people lost billions. And it happened like that. Nobody saw it coming. Come on. DIMO is going to be the same thing. I truly believe, my true, honest opinion is DIMO, wherever the hell it's at, I just clicked on it. DIMO is going to have to change something to survive. Truly believe it. There's no way they're going to continue going down this road. If they do, you might as well load the gun up yourself and pull the trigger, DIMO, because you're done. Yes, you have 10 to 12 cheerleaders in this Discord that are telling everybody, y'all are all wrong. DIMO's going to be a great project because I can do this and this and this. Or you can. So you and your 10 friends, let's see if we can keep the project going. And I swear, I just saw this because I have not been through this at all because I've been on vacation and working all day today. I got back from vacation last night at 11 o'clock at night. I've not done anything around this house other than check my garden, and my kids basically did that. And that's it. We heard you. There'll be update on lower cost subscriptions, other important news this next week. Personally, I think too little, too late, because I really, truly believe if you charge anything at all for subscriptions at all, just people ain't going to do it. And listen, I understand there was fine print, different places that said subscriptions were going to cost. I'm telling you right now, and I will argue with anybody who wants to argue with me on the macarons, especially for the Helium. I never, ever, ever saw, and I've talked to a bunch of people. Nobody saw where subscriptions were going to start at some point for Helium devices for the macarons. LTEs were going to have it because that was a cellular connection, and I warned everybody back then, don't touch LTEs. Even though you had YouTubers out there because they wanted to push it because of their code, LTEs are going to make you money, do all stuff like that. I told everybody, do not get trapped in that bubble because you're going to have to pay that subscription after so many months. People still rushed out and bought them. You saw the rewards. This was Helium 2.0, and nobody wanted to listen. I wasn't around when everybody started getting autopods. I can't comment on that, but I will argue all day that nobody is going to pay a subscription. I don't care what this app does, unless it makes me lunch. And even that, I don't know if I pay the subscription, because if I can't profit anything, I don't care if it's $6. I'm making $6 a month at this project, and I'm going to pay $6 for subscription. There's still no reason for me to be in it. And that's just what I'm going to say about that. I don't want to beat this dead horse. I did a video on it, and I don't want to keep beating the dead horse. By the way, we are 18 months into this project, and I still have not ROI'd on my 3 devices. In fact, it's getting worse. My 3 devices that I paid $280 for, my 3 devices, I'm at $210 in my wallet because the price of the token continues to go down. That is, again, for the last 3 months, me having 2 free devices in addition that I didn't pay for. So with 5 devices, I have $210 right now. So I still have yet to ROI on those devices. 3 devices I bought for $89 a piece. Now I'm moving on. Wingbits, try to be quick. I don't really have a lot of new stuff on Wingbits. If you haven't checked the map out, they did kind of change a little bit on the website. When you first go to the website, they're trying to gear it now more towards customers to get to the mining side of what we're doing. If you want to call it mining, DPIN, supporting the project, you have to click on the tab on the top right about doing that. And then you get the normal website that we're used to, and you can clock in. Check it out. I did, I have to complain about something. I did complain about, I have a guy who is actually, it's the guy in Texas. He's moving, getting married to the love of his life. And, a second attempt, and they're getting a house together. Luckily for me, where they're moving to in Corpus Christi is probably gonna be a little bit better of a location. No big power lines right above his house, no big trees in the front of it or anything like that. At least I think, if I got it right. But what I'm getting at is, before you used to be able to go to the Wingbits app map, type in the address, and it would bring you to that street so you could see if that hex was taken up. They don't have that no more. I'm requesting that they bring that back, because I think you're going to have people who want to get in this project, who want to put their street. I think there should be a box that pops up or something on that map that says, see if your location is available. Simple, sweet. See if your location's available. You're worried about people who are buying devices who might not have a hex open. See if your location's available. Or is your potential location available? Question mark. And I could type that new address in Corpus Christi and press enter. It brings me to that map. I think that should be brought back. That's just me. I know, talking to these guys, there's a bunch of things, and I'm not just talking about mainnet. I'm talking about there's a bunch of other things that they're working around with, playing around with, looking at options, a couple of different ideas, a couple of things they're throwing around behind the scenes. They don't tell us too much, but I know I don't want people to think they're just sitting back waiting for mainnet. They're working at it. I'm still hyped up on this project. And while I do have some reservations about how some of the rewards are being played out, I don't want people to take that the wrong way yet, but we'll discuss that in another video at some point. I really got to do an update Wingbits video, because I haven't did one in so long, but we'll another time, place for that. We'll see what's going on. 375 AI is another project that, not really a lot of updates, hardly any updates at all. I know they're moving forward. I know they're not being idle or nothing like that. So I still have a lot of faith in the project. I ran 375 AI the entire way on this trip, and so I was all excited to show you all the map, but a new epoch started for 375 AI. Now I got 10,300 for epoch 31. That was all those hexes I got. And I had a blue line from Louisiana all the way to New York. And I was so excited to be able to show you all that. But I guess because it's been more than 24 hours now, it's only showing the last 24 hours of what I drove, and not all the way up to New York. But 10,300 for my last epoch is better than the last four epochs combined. I hope this project does well. I don't know what these testnet tokens are going to equal out to, but I'm hoping 375 AI does well, because I run it constantly also. So that's it for this video. I know it went long. I apologize. I went way long in the beginning, but I have a lot of people contacting me asking that, as if y'all getting y'all TA from me on these charts. God bless you if you are. But I've always said, sometimes me not knowing all these goofy little triggers and things they're looking for in these charts sometimes makes me be able to read it, because sometimes people don't want to go with their gut feeling. I got a pretty fat gut, but some people don't want to go with their gut feeling because the charts look like they're doing this. They look like they're going to do this. And if this does this, it's supposed to do this. And sometimes that throws them off because they don't do that. Sometimes you can look at it in a basic way. And I'm very basic. So GEODNET second place. Congratulations to Chirp. Chirp takes first place right now on our charts. $6 a day. Very pleased with it. Good luck getting a Blackbird, because again, I'm not going to hound it right now. I can't stand this whole NFT thing. Y'all are more established now, and y'all shouldn't be doing this stuff. But I got to edit this video. It's getting late already. I got a lot of videos I want to do. I just need time. Hopefully by this weekend, start catching up on a lot of things, a lot of videos and stuff like that. We'll see about Thursday night. I really want to make a live Thursday night, a lot of stuff for us to chit chat and talk about. So I'm going to do my best. I might be able to just do it later. I'll try to do an announcement in the Discord. Please join the Discord if you can. There'll be the link in the description below. So thank you all for watching. See y'all next video.